not all. Some new documents were released today in a civil suit that were amended this morning, and it involves some serious allegations, including not only against Diddy, but against his son.
The feds are so deep and involved in this that Diddy just might be called up on that Tupac shit.
States working in tandem, and they did not tell the officers who they were raiding. They went in tactical as they were instructed to. They didn't know they was raiding Diddy's house. The higher ups didn't tell anybody because they knew, with Diddy being a Fed informant, that he had people in the force and they wanted to make sure that went through legit. So they ain't tell nobody whose houses they was going to.
What they're looking for, because it was going on the premises of sex trafficking. They're looking for pictures of girls that may appear to be underage.
Yes, it was breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child. I once adopted you because I felt that you could, enjoy also having a black parent to take care of you and help you out.
Girl, the streets are talking, and they're saying some wild stuff about Diddy. We all know Sean Combs, right? The rap mogul, producer, and all-around music industry big shot? Well, Chile, some shocking allegations just dropped, and it's got everyone's jaws on the floor. Word is, there's some body cam footage floating around that's got Diddy in hot water, and we're not talking about a little splash. This is full-on boiling tea. The accusations? Let's just say they involve his adopted daughter and some seriously messed up stuff. Now, I know y'all are dying to know what's on that footage. Trust me, it's juicy, and we're going to spill all the tea. But first, let's break down why these allegations are such a big deal. Diddy's always been in the spotlight, but this could change everything.
My name's Ava. I'm a Scorpio.
No. What's your last name?
Ava Combs.
What's your other last name?
Ava Baroni.
Eva Baroni Combs? Yes, it was breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child. I want you to tell them the story about how I adopted you. But you still have beautiful parents but you're my child also. But please tell the story.
So, I was on the streets, and then Papa Combs decided that he would like to be a caring man. So then he saw me and decided to pick me up and to come inside and play with his kids.
Ava, that's like a little bit like borderline suspect. I don't want nobody, we want to get it clear. I adopted you like Madonna adopted kids and everybody else adopted kids, Charlize Theron, everybody that's ever adopted Sandra Bullock. I adopted you because I felt that you could, enjoy also having a black parent to take care of you and help you out. So, just clarify it because it's crazy out here online. So I played with the kids and I got permission from your mother and to say all of that just make it because it's crazy out here.
Well, I met Jesse and Delilah when I was 6 months old.
6 months.
And then we basically are sisters, all four of us. So, and then I always come over.
Yeah. And it's Ava Baroni Combs.
All right, let's get into this body cam footage that's got everybody talking. The streets are saying it leaked from someone inside the police department, but Chile, nobody's owning up to it. You know how it goes, everybody wants to spill the tea, but nobody wants to get caught with the kettle. So, what's on this video that's got Diddy sweating? Girl, it's not pretty. From what we're hearing, it shows some seriously sketchy stuff going down at one of Diddy's famous parties. The camera's all shaky, but you can see Diddy's adopted daughter looking real uncomfortable, surrounded by older men. And Diddy? He's right there, acting like it's all good.
I give my opinion. I just want to say this before we get started, Art. is that, you know, a lot of people think I came here to bring a black man down. And that's what I hear in the comments a whole lot. But it was nothing like that. You know, a black man didn't cuss a dead man's mother out. A black man didn't set his friends up and put them in a situation where they couldn't come home to their families no more. A black man didn't reach back and help the people that helped them make it up the ladder. It was Puffy. You know what I'm saying? I got tired of Puffy going on different platforms talking about how he loved the people that we was all with, how he loved the people that helped him, when in fact, none of that stuff was true. So my whole thing about it is, man, I appreciate your platform for letting me, you know, voice my opinion. And like I said, opinions like an asshole. Some of these cats out here get paid for their asshole. I get paid to give my opinion.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I mean, yeah, you just on here giving your opinion, man. I mean, you was one of the people that was real close to the situation, so why not?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So with that being said, right, the last interview me and you did was a day after the raid. And when you look at everything now, man, how you feel about everything? It's been like a week, you know, you knowing Diddy, you being around Diddy. Could you ever imagine that his houses would get raided for sex trafficking?
Bro, you can't imagine no stuff like that. You understand? You can't think that, because back then he wasn't Brother Love. He was Puffy. All the way up until he became Diddy. So his behavior over the years has changed. And the behavior that he shows now and that he has shown by being Brother Love, I couldn't imagine that the police would be raiding him for sex trafficking? Nah, bruh. I couldn't imagine that. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't him back then. He's a totally different person that he became. If you've seen him on other platforms, you know, inviting men to party with him, inviting men to go shopping with him. You understand? That wasn't Puffy. That wasn't Diddy. That was Brother Love and Love.
How you feel about all the people that's wondering why haven't any of Diddy big name friends came out to defend him?
Because either two things that I believe. Either they know some of the stuff is true, either they took part in some of the stuff that happened.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Could this be fake? Some haters trying to bring Diddy down? But here's the thing, the police ain't denying it's real, they're just mad it got out. And let me tell you, if it was fake, Diddy's lawyers would be shouting it from the rooftops. The implications of this footage, they're huge. We're talking career ending, maybe even freedom ending for Diddy. If what's on that tape is true, it's not just about bad behavior at a party, it's about exploiting a young woman, his own adopted daughter, for crying out loud. But hold up. We've got to talk about why this footage is such a big deal beyond just what's on it. See, Diddy's been untouchable for years. He's got money, power, connections, the whole package. But this video? It's like kryptonite to his Superman image. And it's not just about Diddy. This whole mess is shining a light on some dark corners of the entertainment industry. People are asking questions they didn't dare ask before. Who knew what? How long has this been going on? And most importantly, who else might be involved? Now, I know some of why all are going to say, but what if it's not real? What if it's all a big misunderstanding? And girl, I hear you. In this day and age, with all the tech out there, anything's possible.
Are they scared that it may mess up their brand? See, nobody wants to be in contact with anybody that allegedly was sex trafficking. You see what the WWF did to Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon was one of those people that was called for sex trafficking. We don't hear a lot about it because he gave up the company, he did what he was supposed to do, and he became Ghost. But now you see they trying to do the same thing to Puffy. They trying to make him or hip hop the face of sex trafficking like they was going to do the WWF at one time. Because that was a big story. So a lot of his people that know him, a lot of the people that been in those parties and seen probably some unscrupulous shit that went down and was like, ooh, I was there. I hope they don't got me on tape. They feeling a certain way. So they're not going to speak on nothing until they've been approached with something. You got to realize when Homeland Security get their evidence together, they're going to send agents out. You understand? They might send an agent out to me. Yo, what do you know? What have you heard? What have you seen? What's been going on? You know what I'm saying? You know, did this happen when you was around him? Did this happen back in the day? That's what they're going to want to know. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to send investigators out. They're going to send people out for anybody that they can get some information from to help their case. So those celebrities ain't going to say nothing. You know, you got your man Stevie J speaking on it right now. He'll be one of the first dudes that they'll probably pull to the side and say, yo, well, you say that your man, I heard you on TMZ said that he never did this and he never did that. But ain't this you? If those pictures or those films or anything like that exists. You know what I'm saying? That's what they pay those agents to do. So, of course, I don't believe that none of the people who are his celebrity friends is going to speak or say nothing until they're either contacted or they know what they really got.
But let me tell you something, real or fake, this video is causing real damage. The authenticity of the footage is a whole other can of worms. Some folks are saying it looks too grainy, too shaky to be real police body cam footage. Others are swearing up and down it's the real deal. But here's the tea, whether it's 100% legit or not, it's out there now, and people are believing it. And let's be real for a second, even if this particular video turns out to be fake, it's stirring up a lot of old rumors and whispers about Diddy. You know how they say there's no smoke without fire? Well, honey, right now it's looking like a whole forest fire around Diddy's reputation. So what's next? Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? The streets are buzzing, the lawyers are circling, and Diddy, he's keeping real quiet. But one thing's for sure, this story ain't going away anytime soon. The tea is hot. It's spilling everywhere, and everybody's waiting to see who's going to get burned.
Okay. There was a song by the Floaters back in the day that we grew up on. Float, float on. Y'all remember that? And my name is Larry, and I'm a Sagittarius. And I like a woman who loves everything and everybody. That's pretty much what he was doing, y'all. And this young lady was used to doing. I know he had his other kids doing it and saying all of that. But y'all see what he said? Did y'all really catch what he said? He picked me up off the streets. 1 minute, then he goes and say, because I was on the streets, living on the streets. Then the next minute he's telling her, oh no, say your parents' name, you know, your other parents' name. That's the confusion right there, just in those statements. But a billionaire picking up a little white girl off the streets and adopting her and calling her his own to come home and play with my kids? Oh, man. Y'all can't see this is trafficking? Okay, all right. Okay, he just helping out a nice little white girl that needed some, a family. Okay. Okay. Come on, y'all. Y'all smarter than this. Y'all smarter than this. The way that young girl was talking and looking in the camera and all of that, She had did it before. They were doing that. That's how you shop people to pedophiles and people. We know she used the name of a person. Y'all know what they say about people that are Sagittarius. They freaky as a motherfucker, right? That's why she said that was her sign. Or Scorpios, Sagittarius and Scorpios, okay, y'all don't know. All right. Oh, man, that's the most damaging thing I done saw to law enforcement. Let them find out her name is on one of those flights out of the country. Why y'all think they subpoenaing everybody that was on that plane and everybody that was traveling with him on planes, and he took her across a state line? Y'all just don't know, man. This trafficking, this sex trafficking, it's crazy. He needs help. He needs help. And like I said, I'm not gonna shit on him just yet, because if there's 1 or 2% chance that he's innocent of all of the accusations that we all making on him on YouTube, all the companies that's making him sell his stocks and disassociating themselves with him. I've been seeing lately a lot of people like Ed Lover and was it my boy Luke and all of them, Benzino, I told y'all about, y'all heard me say that on Vlad, has been coming to his defense lately. Floyd Mayweather. Did y'all hear what 50 Cent said about Floyd Mayweather for coming to his defense? I'll tell you that 50, I love that nigga. It's something about 50.
All right, y'all, let's talk about the girl at the center of all this drama, Diddy's adopted daughter. Who is she? How did she end up in Diddy's world? Girl, it's a story that's got more twists and turns than a roller coaster. So the streets are saying Diddy adopted this young woman a few years back. But here's the tea, it wasn't some big splashy adoption announcement. It was all hush-hush on the down low. Makes you wonder, right? Why keep it so quiet? Now, let's rewind a bit. This girl, she came from a rough background. We're talking hard times, struggles, the whole nine. Diddy, being the big shot he is, swoops in like some kind of hip-hop superhero. He's all, I'm going to give this girl a better life. Sounds nice, right? But chilly, sometimes things ain't what they seem. At first, everything looked picture perfect. Diddy's showing her off at events, posting her on the gram, acting like daddy of the year. The two of them all smiles for the cameras. But you know what they say, the camera doesn't always tell the whole story. People started noticing things, like why was this girl always at Diddy's wild parties? Why was she hanging around all these older men in the industry? It didn't sit right with some folks, but nobody wanted to say anything.
I want to get into this real quick, man, before we really even get started into this. And it's because something I seen today. This girl, Tiffany Red, she said that she was filing a claim against Diddy. But my man, it touched me crazy, man, because the hurt that I seen in her voice, in her she crying, man, and she worrying about what this dude could do to her and what he has done to her. Man, listen here, I want to let this young lady know, and I know this is not the place for it, brother, but please allow me to say this to her, man. You know what I'm saying? I started this battle long time ago, and the situation is that, bruh, we already won. This was some spiritual shit that Pop, the spirit of Pop, the spirit of Big, the spirit of Miss Jones, the spirit of Wolf, all the people that he has done wrong, you know, so Black, all the people that he has done wrong, bruh, is coming to light. We already won this spiritual. What we going through right now with these trials and everybody, you know, with this financial situation and everything like that, all that is superficial. That's the That's the physical part of it. The spiritual part of it was won because Big, Pac, Wolf Mother, all the people that he did wrong, bruh. You understand? They already won the battle where we were supposed to win it at. So now we just going through the physical part of it, man. And I want that girl to know, man, that she ain't got to fear no man. She ain't got to fear him, nobody else, man. Whenever she needs, you understand? Whenever she needs somebody to travel, to go with her, to make sure she all right, you know, I'm a phone call away, man. I'm a phone call away. And you know, go ahead with your questioning, man. I just had to get that out, man, because that girl touched a lot of people, man, because all she wanted to do was write music, make music, and show her talent and her love to the people, man. And then she got to feel this way, be fearful and scared of her life and stuff like that. Ma, I ain't scared of no man. You understand? I ain't scared of no man. Nobody that got to put their pants on the same way I do.
I mean, it's Diddy we're talking about. Who's going to call him out? But now, with this body cam footage leak, girl, it's like somebody ripped the lid off Pandora's box. All these questions people were too scared to ask before, they're all coming out now. And let's talk about how this is hitting Diddy's family. You know he's got other kids, right? They've got to be feeling some type of way about all this. It's like 1 minute you're part of this big happy family, and the next it's like a bomb went off. The thing is, nobody really knows what's going on behind closed doors. Maybe this girl saw Diddy as her savior, her ticket out of a hard life, or maybe she felt trapped, like she had no choice but to go along with whatever he wanted. It's messy, it's complicated, and it's got everybody talking. What's really wild is how this whole situation is making people look at Diddy's past differently. All those times he talked about family first and being a good father. People are side-eyeing those statements now. It's like, was it all just for show?
I actually thought that he put Big in a situation and thought that the individuals who was going to come to do something to Big would have did something or try to do something to Big. I don't believe, I'm trying not to believe that he had anything to do with Big's death. I think that the people who was trying to kill Puff killed Big.
After that, some time passes, Puff still lives. Are you shocked that, like, he still was able to continue to thrive and grow after so much animosity was being presented towards him?
Well, Puff was built for that. You understand? Puff's mother trained him to be a superstar or in the industry, whether it been a model or a dancer or singer or whatever like that, whatever his talent would have been. So for him to come back from there, I think that he had no other reason. He had to. He had the blueprint. Big had gave him the plan.
Gene, let me ask you, are you surprised that, you know, we're about to have a trial with Tupac's murder, but Biggie's murder is still unsolved, may go unsolved? Are you surprised with that?
No, I'm not surprised because the LAPD has suppressed all the evidence and they know who killed Big already, brother. I have not told a lie. When I tell the people that they had the picture of the Muslim, me and Puff in the same picture, you understand? Walking up to Puff van, but they had his face distorted. They know they got those pictures. The FBI agent, Phil Carson, said he saw the same picture. Then when he went back to review it, the picture was gone.
And Big 7. And you've got to wonder about the other people in Diddy's circle. Did they see something? Did they know something wasn't right? The streets are buzzing with rumors about who might have known what and when. At the end of the day, this whole mess is shining a light on some real dark corners of the entertainment industry. It's got people asking hard questions about power, about who we trust, and about what really goes on when the cameras aren't rolling. So what's next for Diddy's adopted daughter? That's what everybody's wondering. Will she speak out? Will she stand by Diddy? Or will she disappear from the public eye altogether? Girl, your guess is as good as mine. But one thing's for sure, this story is far from over.
I wrote that in my second book. Exactly what went down during that interview. You got people around here telling lies. This is the guy he picked. No, I don't. Run the tape. The tape will tell you, they asked me, do any of these guys on this photo look like him? And I said, nah. He said, anybody look close like the guy, something like that on this photo? I said, he looks something like him, but it's not him. That's what I said. Anytime you do a lineup and you point somebody out, what do the cops make you do? They make you initial it or sign under the picture. Correct. That you said that. They seen a circle and say, this is the one he picked. No, I didn't. Not one of the detectives who was on that thing said I picked anybody in the lineup. I just said he looks something like him, but it's not him.
Damn. Well, it's crazy because, documentaries come out. I know police has spoken, and it's one of those things to where we might get some, I don't want to say closure, but with QPD coming up, that might open up light to Tupac. I'm just curious. We're about to fast forward to what Diddy got going on. Gene, you started talking about, let's say, a few years ago, about just your life in the industry. Are you concerned about the feds wanting to come sit down and talk to you about, hey, we need you as a character witness about some situation that may have happened back, during your heyday?
Some situation back during my heyday.
Yeah, they want to talk to you about things you may have seen.
You have to be more specific than you are, sir.
Yeah, let's get to it. The feds want to ask you certain questions about what you may have seen, and they want you as a character witness to speak on and testify against Diddy.
To testify against Diddy?
Correct.
About what?
About anything you may have seen. No, not even testify yet. They want to bring you in for questioning about what you may have seen. Is that a thing?
What I can say to you, sir, is that being an officer myself, they don't bring you in to question you about what you may have seen. They question you about what they already know you have seen.
That's the feds.
And what you say. You know what I'm saying? So there's no way I would know that. You understand? But what I can tell you is that, can Puff be erratic? Yes, he can. You've seen that. Can he be, does he have a monstrous behavior sometime? Yes, he have. You've seen that. You understand? Can he be threatening and abusive? Yes, he can. You've seen that. So, bro, I went on MTV in 99, VH1 in 2001, 2011. Everything that y'all just now hearing, I've been told it to them. I've been said it. They got tapes and they could go back and say, well, he didn't say that. He didn't. They got 5 hours. Y'all getting an hour. They got 5 hours, brother. Do you understand what I'm saying? Both of those places, VH1 and MTV. I was in the Silhouette because I was working still as an officer and I didn't want to lose my job. When Miss Wallace brought me over, Puff told her, I don't know Gene Deal. I told Miss Wallace everything till she was crying and told me to be quiet. She didn't want to hear no more about the night her son died and what was going down and what I told Puff and what I said to Big, the whole 9 yards, how I pulled him out the car, all that. So, bruh, this is nothing new to me. This is just post-traumatic stress that I constantly live through. And I talk about it to get over it and get me through the night. I'm not a drug abuser. I'm not a drug addict. You understand? I'm not an alcoholic. It's a good thing that I found YouTube and I found certain things other than sitting on a couch.
Girl, when I said this could change everything, I wasn't kidding. The legal and social storm brewing around Diddy is like nothing we've ever seen before. You thought cancel culture was rough. This is a whole new level of mess. Let's talk about the law for a hot minute. If what's on that body cam footage is true, Diddy could be in some serious hot water. We're not just talking about a slap on the wrist or a fine he can pay off with pocket change. Nah, we're talking potential jail time, honey. The streets are saying prosecutors are already sniffing around, looking to make an example out of him. But you know what? The court of public opinion might be even harsher than any judge. Social media is blowing up over this scandal. Twitter fingers are working overtime, and the memes, Chile. They are brutal. It's like everyone who ever had a bone to pick with Diddy is coming out of the woodwork. And let's not forget about Diddy's empire. All those business ventures he's got, his music label, his vodka brand, his TV network, they're all shaking in their boots right now. Sponsors are getting itchy, ready to pull out faster than you can say bad boy for life.
In the bed with Diddy, and nothing happened. I think he was just trying to save face, man.
But do you think it's a possibility that he meant that, Diddy will grope his, butt, instead of anus? I mean, because I'm trying to figure out how does that work? Somebody groping your anus.
You're going to say your butt. The lawyer would say, what do you mean? He would say, my butt cheeks. There's a such thing called butt cheeks. Your two cheeks. He said anus. The anus is the asshole. How did he get that far? Lil Rod, you gotta say no to Diddy sometime. No, that shit ain't funny, man. But you gotta say no.
So from you reading the lawsuit, right, you feel like he had relations with Diddy?
When me being a former investigator, I think Lil Rod was trying to save face on certain things, that he had somewhat of a relationship, or he was doing some things with Diddy that he didn't want to really come out in that fashion, because there's no way that he gonna wake up and his anus is hurting and his genitals is all over the place, and he's in the bed after being drunk or drugged and saying nothing happened. And you think that Diddy gonna be in the bed with 3 other men and nothing happened? It doesn't sound logical.
It's like watching a house of cards tumble down in slow motion. But here's the real tea, this ain't just about Diddy. This whole mess is making people look at the entire entertainment industry sideways. Folks are asking some real uncomfortable questions, like how many other big shots out there are doing shady stuff behind closed doors? Who knew what was going on and kept quiet? It's got people side-eyeing every celebrity who ever hung out with Diddy. You can bet your bottom dollar that PR teams all over Hollywood are working overtime trying to distance their clients from this mess. It's like a game of musical chairs, and nobody wants to be left standing when the music stops. And don't even get me started on how this is affecting the people who work for Diddy. All those employees at his companies? They're probably updating their resumes as we speak. Because let's be real, when a ship this big starts sinking, a lot of innocent people go down with it.
If we're reading and believing what he said in those papers, if you woke up in bed and you was drunk or intoxicated on ecstasy, on whatever drugs that they put in there, roofied you or whatever, and you not and you not feeling right, something is wrong. Wouldn't you say? Something is wrong. He didn't say we woke up with all my clothes. He said we woke up buck the F naked in those papers. So if he butt naked in those papers, it is what it is.
Right, I got you. But looking at this lawsuit, right, Little Rod, he alleges that, Diddy, he'll put his hands on him. But, when he'll put his hands on him, he'll disguise it as horseplay. But he felt like Diddy was trying to groom him, in a sense.
Well, with the horseplay situation, I used to see him do that with certain women. You understand? When he was mad, upset, or he was too old for this, but he would do that play fighting shit. You understand? So I can imagine him play fighting with Lil Rod. Because, you know, a lot of people could say what they want to say about Diddy. You know, he got a knuckle game. He will fight you. You know what I'm saying? You his size, you understand what I'm saying like that? Around your size, something like that, he would fight you. He had a knuckle game. He wasn't that dude that like people try to say he was some old scared bitch ass nigga. Nah, he would fight you. You understand? So I could see with a person like Lil Rod, he probably was roughing him up, grabbing him, groping him, you know what I'm saying? Acting like he playing with him, but he actually want him to do what he want him to do. So, like I said before, that shit he did in the past. So when I read it from Lil Rod, I see he's doing the same shit he doing in the future.
So he was doing this with females too back then when you was around.
Right. That's how him and Kim got into the fight. And he, you know, play fight. He used to play fight with the pillows, like the pillow fight, that dumb shit like that. You know, that's kid shit to me. But if that's the way they do, that's the way they do. You understand? He used to do it with Kim all the time.
So the horseplay was his way of grooming you in a sense.
Well, that grooming, that's some new shit. You know what I'm saying? We didn't call it grooming back then. That his horseplay was a way of letting you know I could really hurt you if I wanted to. You get it? I could really hurt you. And that's what that kid probably felt. Yo, why he doing me like that? Oh, he just playing with you. No, he was letting you know if I turn this up, I could really hurt you.
The crazy thing is, we're just at the beginning of this whole saga. You know there's going to be more tea spilled, more secrets coming out. It's like peeling an onion, every layer reveals something new, and it just keeps making you cry. So what's next? Girl, your guess is as good as mine. But one thing's for sure, the entertainment industry is never going to be the same after this. It's like somebody turned on the lights at a real sketchy party, and now everybody's scrambling to explain what they were doing in the dark.
And that was his way of trying to get you to be submissive to him.
Right. He's letting you know, he's putting into your mind, listen here, bro. He's trying to put in his mind, we're playing now. But if I really want to turn this shit up on you, it's on. You ain't got no wins. So that kid is feeling, yo, listen here. In his mind, if you read the documents, in his mind, he was so scared that when he went to other people in the camp and said, why did he treat me? Why did he doing this and doing that? They said, oh, he just playing with you because he love you. He like you. He was, no, he was trying to put that, instill that fear in you that he had in you. And he won. Who's obsessed with who?
So you believe Diddy, he only got with Sarah Chapman because Pac, he had her at one point.
And it was a bet in the office. Sarah was messing with an NBA basketball player. Puff bet all the niggas didn't believe that he could get it within 2 weeks. $100. So she actually was a $100 bet that he got.
And who was the NBA player?
I think it was Gary Payton, allegedly. That's what he said. Somebody said, she messed with Gary Payton? I bet you I get it. I bet you I have it within 2 weeks. Me and him and Sarah went to this party in Chicago that he was hosting with the Streets Entertainment. And we went to this store called Cranberry and I forgot Cranberry, and it's one of those stores like you get fragrance and you get candles, colognes and stuff like that. It's called Cranberry and something. And from that point on, yeah. But you gotta realize, Misa and Kim was friends. He took Misa, he took Misa and Kim was friends. He started dealing with Kim over Misa. Kim and Sarah was friends. I mean, hand to hand, pots and pans. They was close. They all used to, Sarah, Kim, and this other girl, I think she was from Atlanta. What's her name? It missed me right now. But they all used to hang together. So then he went from Kim to Sarah. He like,
I'm sorry, I'm a little upset about it. Cause Al B. Shore just came out of his coma, and I've been talking to Al, and we've been texting back and forth, and I'm just glad that he's alive to text.
Oh, wow. Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah. But when you think about Kim, I was thinking to myself the other day, Uptown Records started with 5 people. Andre Harrell, Al B. Shore, Heavy D, and Puffy. And Kim was the longest working employee because she was there from the very beginning. She was Andre's personal assistant. Kim is dead. Heavy D is dead. Andre Harrell is dead. The only 2 left are Puffy and Al almost died. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
Heavy D was found dead, face down in the heart attack. Andre Harrell, heart attack. Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide, and they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. You know, they have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms. And then right after that, Al had a meeting, and I was going to meet up with him because we were in Vegas, and then the next thing you know, you want to know what they all had in common, though? The survivors and the late of Uptown Records, they were all writing tell-all books. Andre was writing a book right before he died. Heavy D was working on a book before he died. Kim Porter was working on a book before she died. And Al B. Shore was working on the documentary of his life. And then he goes into a coma. Has Puffy ever been in a coma? Has anything happened to him? He must be the luckiest motherfucker, because it seems like everybody that worked at Uptown Records from the very beginning is gone. Just him. I guess Al disappointed you. You know, I speak for a reason.
Crazy year. But the reason why even right now your old interview that you did last year is trending even crazier because you're almost like not Nostradamus, but Nostradamus. What you have said, not only in our interview, but on your own personal lives.
Yeah. Which gets shadow banned constantly.
Yeah, things start coming to fruition.
Yeah.
To where you targeted certain people in that interview, and now you're seeing, I don't want to even say downfall, but you're seeing that target that you put on people's backs.
I'm seeing integrity.
Wow.
Show up.
Wow.
You know, the day of the raid, I got a lot of notifications. I got a lot of ads. I got a lot of mentions. I got a lot of phone calls.
When you said the day of the raid, you're talking about the raid on both Miami and California.
And New York simultaneously.
Wait, New York was?
The New York house was raided as well.
Oh, wow. That didn't even, they didn't even really.
3 states working in tandem, and they did not tell the officers who they were raiding. They went in tactical as they were instructed to. They didn't know they was raiding Diddy's house. The higher-ups didn't tell anybody because they knew, with Diddy being a Fed informant, that he had people in the force and they wanted to make sure that went through legit. So they ain't tell nobody whose houses they was going to.
That's why you see the guns.
The cops didn't know that it was Diddy's house over there in Beverly Hills around the corner from the Playboy Mansion. They didn't know until they seen the kids.
So what are your thoughts on the show of force, even not knowing?
They did their job. He's a sex worker. He's got guns and he's got semen-coated fucking VHS tapes. I would have went in a hazmat suit.
So let me ask you this. When you first told us about your thoughts and you honeycombs is what you prefer.
Yeah, the honeycomb. Shout out to Jamil Peterson. He's added a new one. He call him the Diddy Glover now. Because when he ain't got the Beijing and he say he look like Danny Glover.
Oh, man.
So he's AKA Diddy Glover now. Shout out to Jamil Peterson, I Am Comedy.
So I want to stay right here. We're going to stay within this pocket, but I'm just curious. What did you know that was going on in the world of Diddy, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, that the world didn't know? What did you know back then, 3-4 years ago?
Was gonna come forward.
So how'd you know? What'd you know about what Cat? Because
I wish I could explain.
Yeah,
but if I explain how I knew Cassie was gonna come forward, that could hurt some people. Which is why the last time I sat on this blue couch, I said what I said. Congratulations, Young Miami. Run as fast as Cassie did.
You did say that. That was a bar.
You said that shit.
Did you see something being around Cassie? Did you see anything being around?
I don't spend time around Cassie, and I haven't seen Cassie in person since she was with Ryan Leslie.
Was there something in her eyes that you saw? The way, like now
I'll
that...
put it to you this way, there are mutual acquaintances between her and I. And that's as far as I can go.
Okay. I
don't talk to her, but I speak to her.
Did you get a chance to see her indictment, what she claimed happened?
Oh, no, I reviewed all the files, and everything that she said is everything that I said with Storm Monroe 3.5 years ago. Exactly what I said it was.
Were you surprised about anything that came in?
No.
Wow. So...
Nobody else should have been either. Young Jock. You Diddy doo-wop bop. You. Because you told the truth, Jock. And then after Diddy called you, you went back and tried to clean it up. But your all about is off the Stevie J's. You Diddy doo-wop bop.
Do you feel like that's the reason why this beef, but that Stevie J stands where he stands between the beef with 50 Cent and Diddy?
I don't know where Stevie J stands. I only know Stevie J sitting on a drum set or fuck. I don't know where he stand.
Man.
I know what he stand up in. And I know what done stood up in him.
Wait, so when you heard...
Bitch, I can't stand these... Like, for real, like, I'm just tired. Let's keep it a bean. All these niggas... You're not even gaming because you won't claim it. No, you want to sit around and pretend to like bitch. That's what y'all do. And then you get these hard... Jocelyn?
So, I'm just
like
curious.
These are the... You like half-man bitches. No disrespect. But Jocelyn rough.
Them shoulders is.
And the way she like running up on, I already know she done strapped up on you.
Ooh. So, Jack, let me ask you. There's one. Some of the shocking things
I hear that mean with a harness.
Oh. Okay, not a harness.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask you this. I'm sure somebody's already asked you this, but have you ever been to a P. Diddy party?
Yeah, several, many, honestly.
And so, can you take us through like what goes on, like when you were there?
What did I say when y'all asked me about why was the TD Jakes at the Diddy party?
Yeah.
What'd I say? Money and sex.
That's correct. Were you surprised that there were so many cameras in his houses?
No.
That he was recording these?
Of course, he is the J. Edgar Hoover of hip hop.
Okay.
Y'all done seen him put on the pyramid with a skirt?
So let me ask you, when you hear that Cassie was told to hire male escorts to come and what they call freak-offs now.
Yeah.
Is that something normal that happens in Hollywood?
Yeah.
Freak-offs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody know that. I've been saying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many times I got these is wild.
So do you feel like people, when they hear pink cocaine, Young Miami has to bring across?
Wait, the Tusi.
Yeah, the Tusi. That's what they got.
I found out. I talked to my drug guy. Because I wanted to be informed. Because people was calling it Tusi, that's calling it the Tunchi. I didn't know which one it was. So I talked to my drug guy, and my drug guy filled me in. And then it made perfect sense. Tusi.
Talk to him.
She told a story about how she knows a lawyer that walked in on Christopher Williams giving Diddy fellatio for a demo deal. You know anything about that? You heard about that?
Bruh, I don't know how true that is. I've heard that but I know Christopher Williams. And I know Christopher Williams was a crazy, gangster-ass nigga from Mount Vernon. From up in that area, Westchester. He didn't play that shit. He kept that 3.2 or that 38 on him, and he will shoot the shit out you. You understand? He was rough with his hands with the women, and the story went on and said that a lawyer walked in the office. When she walked in the office, she walked right out, and she said it was a dude, and she said it was Christopher Williams. It was one other brother, I forgot his name, that worked with Bad Boy. Him and Christopher Williams could have been brothers. And if anybody was doing that, it would have been him, not Christopher Williams. Do you understand that? Him and Christopher Williams could have been brothers. That's how close, they had the same look, light skin, and little low on the side, curly hair and stuff like that. I would never believe it was Christopher Williams. You understand? But that other cat, yeah. You got to realize, when you walk into something, it's very few people, if they walk into something like that, they're going to stare there and look and just be all into the shit, right? There's very few people going to do that. When you walk in something that's very inappropriate, you're going to back up out, especially women. You understand what I'm saying? So now, if she's seen a glance, she only going to see a glance. Now, if somebody who looks like Christopher Williams, maybe. But then you got to look at it like this. Was she in the office all the time? I don't remember us having a lawyer in the office like that. Or she was just coming by that particular time, I don't know. I don't know the situation. I want to stay off that, but I know from knowing Christopher Williams, having an altercation with him before, and knowing people that know him, he's some old crazy gangster shit. And why would he? Puff? Nah, bro. Puff wasn't that damn big back then.
And real quick, I have to go back to the raid real quick with Diddy.
Mm-hmm.
His sons were there and he was not there at the houses. And he was
That was
quiet.
the worst part of that.
Yeah, to see his sons being
How the
hacked.
do you force your kids to do your perp walk? That was the worst part. And all I could think about was Kim and Misa.
The girls.
Just her son. He left their son to be walked out backwards on camera for the world to see. Thank God Kimura got the girls. Misa's son. Misa and Wolf's son.
Man.
And Quincy's missing.
Quincy's missing. Oh. And lastly.
After he was questioned by the feds.
After.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was in witness protection right now. Which means his father ain't never gonna see him again.
Have we seen the last, or is this just the beginning of that saga?
It's just getting started.
True.
Which is why I think people are so uncomfortable about me being in this position right now because of my press pass and because I'm gonna be in the courtroom for the Keefe D trial. If we get to the bottom of Tupac's murder, when that is finally revealed, 15 other murders will be revealed with it. And you will find that they were all committed by the same two people, father and son.
Were you surprised by Keefe D's arrest for Tupac's murder?
No. I'm just surprised that he hasn't given it up yet. I'm surprised that he hasn't gone to the feds yet because he just got stabbed in jail.
Yes, he did.
He's been beaten 3 times. And I'm going to say it for a fact. I know you the one pulling the strings. Reggie Wright Jr. Stop putting your dirty work on other people. You know exactly what the fuck you are. And so help me God if you don't keep my name out your motherfucking mouth.
With the last time you were on the couch, you had mentioned, and it's crazy that you say these things. You talk about Bad Boy. You speak on Heavy D. You speak on Albie Shore.
Yeah.
And you say like, look who's standing. And now Albie Shore is now, he's being cryptic. Not too cryptic, but he's now.
He's very cryptic.
He's very cryptic. But
he's speaking louder than he's ever spoken before.
Ever.
And the reason why he's cryptic is for the sake of his son. Imagine having an enemy that has a position of influence in your child's life and knowing that that person sends you notes and messages every now and then. If you don't do this, if you don't do that, that boy is dead. Allegedly. Imagine that. Imagine the nigga that your baby mom is fucking is telling you that if you don't do what he wants you to do, he's gonna kill your child. And you know he's capable of it. Allegedly. Story in the Bible. 2 women had 2 babies. One woman went to sleep, rolled over on her baby, killed her baby. The other woman's baby was just fine. The woman whose baby died, she got up, she went and stole the baby from her roommate. Then they fought over who the mother was. They went before the king, King Solomon. He heard both sides of the story and said, give me a knife. Give me a sword. He got the sword and he was like, I'm gonna cut the baby in half and each of you can have a piece and then we'll be done with it. It was the real mother that said, don't harm that baby, she can have him.
Wow.
Why is nobody willing to accept, as monstrous as people are finding out that Diddy is now, that he wouldn't be willing to split Quincy in half? Because he would.
Yeah, he said some years ago, like during a TV show, that he would like harm his own mother to get what he wanted, or something along those lines. So,
Well, I don't blame him for wanting to harm that. She's his victimizer and his pimp. She his first pimp.